Hey guys, welcome back to the Gear Channel. So yeah, if you read the title, we're talking about car clubs today. So this is a really broad topic. Car clubs have changed immensely in the last 60 years. If you've ever watched the movie American Graffiti, you can see how the Pharaohs Car Club was portrayed in that movie. They were thugs and criminals and thieves and bullies and that sort of thing. Well, it's really changed in the last 60 years. And then the car culture in the last 10 years has changed immensely. So car clubs have really grown. There's tons of car clubs out there to choose from. I'm going to share with you some, a little bit of insight, give you some pros and cons. I personally have been involved in 5 different car clubs in the last 30 years. So I do have a little bit of experience. And I think I can, maybe point some guys in the right direction if you're on the fence and this is something that you're kind of thinking about. Now, first of all, some people ask, do I have to join a car club to be a part of this car culture? And the short answer to that is no. You do not have to join a car club just to be involved in all these auto events that you see all over our city and our area, or anywhere for that matter. You can do this as a lone wolf, and you can always stay in tap with all the things that are going on in your area just by searching online. There's events going on all summer long, every single weekend. So technically, no, you do not have to join a club to be a part of this. However, if you like to be, if this camaraderie thing is, you're big on that, and you like to really be connected to a group of people who share like-minded interests, then maybe a car club's for you. I will share with you some pros and cons here. So first of all, the absolute number one thing that I've gained from every single organization I've been connected to is the lifelong friendships. No one can ever take that away from me. I've made lifelong friendships at every single one of those car clubs and organizations, and that is the single most important thing to me, having been connected to all these things in the past. So that is, if that's important to you, then you're going to make some friends, some good friends along the way. And for me personally, it's been a lifelong friendships that I value very much. What else could I tell you? So now a lot of these organizations, especially ones that put on events for charities, they will expect you to do volunteer time. So if you're joining a club that puts on events, gives money away to a charity, which is a very valuable thing to be a part of and can be very fulfilling, and be aware that you're going to have to put in some hours, possibly even your spouse. So anytime that you join a club that does this sort of thing, you're going to have make time, and sometimes this can be a full-time job. There's lots of hours, there's lots of commitment and responsibilities when you join a club of this nature, and just be aware that that's going to be required of you. Now, unfortunately, I see a lot of folks join clubs for the purpose of education. They want to learn how to put their car together. Well, I don't recommend anybody coming to seek membership at a club with a project car that they don't know how to put together, and they're hoping someone's going to show them how to do that. Now, certainly you're going to find some friends along the way that are going to help you and give you some direction, but this is not a good reason to join a club. I do see this, and that is not the main purpose of joining a club. It's really a good idea to show up with a running, driving, somewhat presentable, license insured car that you can go to events with. And people along the way will help you, direct you, and there is things to learn from members, that's for sure. But don't show up thinking that someone's going to assemble your car for them. That's not a great reason to join a car club. But when you do join a car club, they are a big family. It's a huge family thing. If that's something that appeals to you, then by all means, seek out some clubs. Be aware that there's some clubs that may not fit your whole thing. There's clubs out there then unfortunately you could get some collateral damage with. There's lots of clubs, even in our own area, that seem compelled to, you know, it's nothing but tire smoke and property damage and assault charges and things like that. You don't want to be connected to that sort of thing. So really be mindful, do your homework and your research on the club that you're interested in. There's lots of them out there. There's hundreds, literally hundreds. Several years ago, probably 8 years ago, the one club I was connected to, I was a public relations officer, and I had mailed out over 100 handwritten Christmas cards to all the clubs in our province, and I was just blown away by the amount of clubs that I had no idea. There's only 1 million people in our province, and I had mailed out 100 cards. However, today I wouldn't doubt that there's more than 200 clubs in our province, just based on how the car culture has changed so much, and there's so much out there. Now, one thing that also all car clubs suffer from drama. Now, it all depends on how you handle that sort of thing. This is something that you're going to see in every single car club. No car club is immune from it. If there's more than 2 people in the room, you're going to get some drama, and it comes from, you know, personality conflicts and differences of opinions, and people have different ideas, and sometimes you'll get drama, and sometimes it's a little deal, and sometimes it's a big deal. And unfortunately, I have seen, you know, many big long-term friendships get completely crushed from car clubs, being a part of a car club, and that's really unfortunate. I hate seeing that. How you deal with that sort of thing is all up to you. How much of that you can handle is all up to you, and in my opinion, it's better to choose to not be a part of that drama. Keep away from it as much as you can, but you are going to find it in every single car club that's out there. It's just inevitable. Another thing that car clubs tend to struggle with is 100% commitment from the membership. So it doesn't matter what size of club it is. I see clubs with 20 or 200 members, and there's only 5 or 10 guys that actually do all the work. Like I said, you're required as a member to put in your time and help out. Everybody's required to have input and physical hours, volunteer time to help out in whatever way possible. And unfortunately, it doesn't matter what kind of club you're in, there's always a group of guys that are dedicated and helping out and doing all the work, and then there's a group of guys that do nothing. You're going to see that everywhere, and that's where a lot of drama comes from. Anyway, be expected that you're going to have to put in some time. If you want to be a good member in good standing, then you got to, you know, put your name in for positions and offices. And certainly when you sit on those boards and you take positions, it gets tough. There's a lot of work to do, and it's an endless amount of work, but it's also very rewarding. I have no regrets whatsoever with all the connections I've made, all the car clubs I've been a part of. They've all been very rewarding. I've made, like I said, tons of friends, lifelong friends, and I would never change that for anything. I wouldn't change anything about any of the clubs I've been connected to in the past. So there is lots to benefit from being in a club. However, there is some negatives and cons to be aware of. So if this is something you're kind of thinking about, just make sure you pick the right club. Like I say, you can get collateral damage from some of the clubs that are out there today. However, there's a lot of good ones. There's more good than bad, and certainly more good about being in a club than bad. Anyway, guys, I thought I'd share this with you today. Something happened to me yesterday that kind of gave me the idea for this whole video, and I thought I'd share it with you. I've been kind of a lone wolf for a while. That's all changed as of yesterday, and this gave me the idea to share this with you, just kind of put things in perspective when it came to car clubs, what to expect, what to look for, what to stay away from. These are all just little basic tips that I've learned over the last 30 years, and I hope it helps somebody out there that's kind of, you know, got their feelers out for what's in this whole car culture and what have clubs are all about. So anyway, thanks for watching. I really appreciate it, and hit that like, share, and subscribe button. We'll see you guys again.